can't keep from.
I want to start the speech by saying that I'm an optimist and I do not think that we live in a bad world, but I do recognize that we live in a bad system. A system in which state sovereignty is valued over human rights and human dignity, in which national security is valued over sustainability, and in which money rules where it shouldn't. But the fact that we don't live in a bad world but a bad system is it's quite a comforting thought, because we can hardly find or build a whole new world, but we can restructure the system. That said, we need to realize that change is not an event but a process, and we cannot expect to see a better future if we are not willing to start working for it. When we discovered oil and its potential, we could not predict how fast oil will become the pillar of life, how we know it today, and we could not predict the dependency that developed from it, which has led to a world consumption of 90 million barrels a day. We also could not forecast the tremendous impacts that the use of oil would have on the planet, in terms of global warming, oil spills, and the consequent extinction of different species. Today we know this, and we also know that oil is finite and that we cannot expect to be able to extract and consume it at the rate that we have if we don't want the ecosystem to collapse. Oil has undeniably served humanity immensely, but it's time to abandon this energy source for a cleaner one. And luckily we have that possibility. If governments come together and start thinking on a larger scale, they must come to the realization that investing in alternative renewable energy sources is of essential importance if they want a future to govern at all. Solar energy, for instance, is an inexhaustible fuel source that is pollution and noise-free. Switching to solar energy would mean that we could have enough energy to reverse the effects of global warming and to desalinate seawater, which would provide enough drinking water for everyone and increase agriculture to feed everyone on the planet. It is quite inspiring to think that we have the means to completely eradicate poverty and its consequences from the world. But it's also quite sad that we have not yet reached a global consensus that investing in those means should be our absolute priority. In order to reach that consensus, individual nation states will have to change their national priorities. It is quite obvious that if we want to move towards a more sustainable world based on renewable energy, such as solar energy, initially there will be the need for major investments. But different states have different financial possibilities, so some will be able to contribute more than others. Some would not be able to contribute at all, and they would, in a sense, only be benefiting. However, it is also true that some countries have the climate needed to produce solar energy while others don't. So it's only through cooperation that we could actually achieve this shift, a shift that can move us from a world of scarcity to a world of abundance. Not a community of abundance, not a country of abundance, not a continent of abundance, but a world of abundance. It is therefore necessary that we start thinking globally rather than nationally. States are important organizational means, but as such, they should not be prioritized over the future of humanity, because if we come to witness a collapse, states will cease having any meaning at all. But ultimately, nations are made up of individuals, and for that reason, I think that the most important step towards a new system is for individuals to stop fearing the idea of change and realize that not changing is what could actually become a danger. Actually, I believe that we need to express outrage towards all those who choose to ignore the potential that our future could have if only we decided to change how things are run. We can have change if we demand it, and we can achieve it. And I think that the amazing change-demanding movements that we are witnessing everywhere around the world are an excellent proof that it's possible.